I'm so happy that you're here. We're here with this week's Angel Messages. I'm Elizabeth Harper from Seal with Love. I'm thrilled that you're joining me on numerologist.com. So we're using Angel Power Cards this week. What I want you to do, if it feels right for you, is place your hands over your heart just like angel wings. Invite your angels to guide you to message 1, 2, or 3. A message that comes from their heart to yours. Okay? So I'm going to shuffle the cards. What I want you to do is just focus on the angels, focus on their energy. Invite them to come in and guide you. Not just with what I'm saying, but for you to read between the lines so that you receive the exact message that is right for you and it's not necessarily channeled through me. First card. Responsibility. So this is take responsibility for your own happiness. You know, at first I was thinking, oh, responsibility, that's a little bit heavy, isn't it? But then for your own happiness. You know, today I was thinking about this, that we have stories, don't we? We have stories about not being good enough. We have stories about, oh, well, everybody else gets something that they want and I don't get anything. We have all these kinds of stories that have been sitting in our system, sitting in our energy, and they've become patterns because they are a story that we tell ourselves over and over again, and these patterns just kind of, they become burned onto our soul blueprint, essentially. And so then our stories then become the truth of who we are. So when I'm looking at this and it says responsibility, take responsibility for your own happiness, there is this sense of, okay, well, it's time to start clearing away those patterns. It's time to start clearing away those stories that you'll never be happy, or clearing away the stories that happiness just isn't something that you ever get to experience, or that it's fleeting, it's brief, it doesn't last. To clear those stories away. And maybe one of the ways to do that is really to go down to the source of it. Where did it come from? You know, how did that story start? What was the truth? Did it get built on this tiny little thing? Or was it somebody else's story? Maybe it was one of your parents, or a story that you read in the media that said, no, people just aren't happy. It's the way that they are, and you take it on. So ask your angels now, do I have a story about happiness? Is it a good story? Or is it one that is running my life that I need to clear? And ask your angels, how can I clear it? You know, you have access to all this information. You have access to the wisdom and the guidance and the support of the angelic realm, of the universe, of the divine. So when you ask a question, that answer will come to you. It may not come immediately, or it may come immediately and you may not be ready for it, or it might come immediately and you might discard it as something that, no, that's never going to work. So open your heart now and ask, what is the next step for me? You know, it's not necessarily the answer. What's the next step for me toward healing these patterns? What do I need to do? What's that next step? And see what comes. Take responsibility for my own happiness. All right, number 2. Number 2 is self-fulfilling prophecy. Didn't we just talk about that right now with the patterns of happiness? It says, take small steps to diminish your worrying. Know it is going to be okay. And so it is. So if you got this card, listen to number 1, because that's for you too. If you got number 1, listen to this one, because this is part of the energy too. Always happens this way, doesn't it? You know, where attention goes, energy flows, right? So the attention's on a particular message, all the energy goes towards it, and then there's even more that come in. And that more is the second message and the third message and beyond. Self-fulfilling prophecy. If you say to yourself, yeah, I can do it. Absolutely, I can do it. Then you start moving toward that possibility. Just because it doesn't work immediately, just because you don't get to do it immediately, doesn't mean that you were wrong. It doesn't mean that because you said that, I can do it, that actually doesn't work, saying it. We build energy up. It's like building up muscles. We build energy up. And when we say, I can do it, it's one little step. I can do it, one little step. I can do it, one little step. And it keeps building up until you get to a point where you absolutely believe that. Totally, I can do it. Why do you think sports people focus and imagine and talk about how wonderful they are, how they can really excel at their sport, at their game? They don't talk about not being able to do it. You know, I can never get that ball into the basket, or I can never kick that ball up the field. They won't say that. The people that say that generally are not professional sports people. So the professionals are always thinking of positive things. They're focusing, imagining, visioning all this positive energy because they know that it works. So for you, self-fulfilling prophecy, it's looking at where in your life are you telling yourself that something isn't working, that you just can't do it, that you're not good enough, or you'll never be able to do it, because that's a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's you saying something that you are creating. And that creation, again, is not necessarily in the next minute. It can take time for that pattern, that force of nature within you to build. And then it can take time to clear it, because it's taken so much time to build it up. Imagine that. Self-fulfilling prophecy. Small steps. So think now, what is it that isn't working for me? What's getting stuck? What am I saying to myself? And make an intention to shift that energy, change it. Now is as good a time as any, right? Okay, number 3. Number 3, I've got the same colour on here, haven't I, in there? Number 3 is retreat. I always love this card when it comes up, retreat. Seek and receive consolation from the divine to overcome a difficult experience. This is a time for reflection, solitude, and contemplation. I really feel that all 3 cards are connected together, that they are aligning with a theme. So this retreat, you see the hands. It's the divine there holding you, saying, okay, give me that stuff that you don't want. Let me help you. Let me support you. Your angels are always there. They want to give you so much love and healing and light and guidance. And they do. They can't take away experiences that your soul wants to have. No matter how dark and dismal and hard and challenging they are. You know, we think that why on earth would our angels allow this to happen to us? But it's not that they're allowing it. It's that our soul is being guided in that direction. We can change things. Of course we can. We can change it. It's just knowing. It's like breaking the code, isn't it, within us? How can we shift this? How can we change it? How can we manifest something different? But your angels can't take away that experience from you. They can just support you, hold you, guide you, love you. So when I see this energy of retreat, seek and receive consolation from the divine to overcome a difficult experience, it's saying that whatever difficult experience there is right now in your life, The angels can't take that away. The divine can't take that away, but they are there to support you. They're there to hold the space for the love that they have for you. And they know, the universe knows, that you can get through this experience, that you can move beyond it, that you can look back and see what an incredible opportunity this was and the blessings that you received from it. You'll put those into your knapsack of wisdom. When I look at this and I sense into it, it says this is a time for reflection, solitude, and contemplation. So it may be that it would be a good time for you to meditate, maybe take a little bit of time for yourself, create the space for meditation so that you can plug in to the universe, so that you can plug in to whatever is needed for you at this moment to heal and to move forward with your life. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much for being with me, as always. Sending you love and angel blessings, knowing that your angels are always with you. See you next week.